All right, we are recording. So for those of you listening to the recording, this is our empowerment call for the 14th of March, 2018 for the 3 regions of the Tomlinson, Erminsky, Pfeiffer region. And we are so excited to have a training this evening on GoPro, the book by Eric Worre, given to us by Yvonne Cowan, who's a phenomenal area manager out of Australia, originally from Ireland, a woman of excellence, of caring, of authenticity, and she will give us a phenomenal training. And if you don't have this book, you are certainly going to be by the time you hear this training. Yvonne, you are good to go.
Thank you so much. Nair, is there any way you can dim the background noise?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Good night,
There we go.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I'm very, very excited to be on this call with you tonight. And this morning for me, if you check out my clock in the background. This is something that I'm quite passionate about, so I'm just dying to get to share with you. I thought, first of all, I'd let you know a little bit about me. Yes, I am 100% Irish, and I'm living here in Adelaide, Australia. And I joined Arbonne 4 years ago, just shortly after we moved from the UK to Australia. My husband was handed that redundancy card, and there was no bigger wake-up call for both of us. It was a massive slap in the face to realize that we had all our eggs in one basket and we didn't have a plan B. So I went looking for my plan B. I was not expecting it to be in the shape of Arbonne, but Arbonne came along and it ticked all the boxes for me. I jumped in. I'm an absolute lifer. You're never getting rid of me. I am here 100%. And I am going to give you a training on the book GoPro tonight. I've chosen a chapter that I'm very passionate about. It's on finding prospects. And I'll tell you why I'm passionate about it, because when I started my business, I knew 3 people here in Adelaide. I didn't have Nair beside me to hold my hand to get me started. I literally had to get out there and do it for myself. And it was a struggle. And one of the things that held me back was speaking to people. I felt I needed these magic words to go and talk to people. So I had no problem doing parties, but had a massive issue talking to people about the business. And I remember Nair used to say to me, just compliment people, just start a conversation. I said, but I do that anyway. But what else? What else? So let me share with you. I'm going to share my screen with you. Can you all see my screen? Excellent. I'm going to keep it like that because I think if I don't, I might lose seeing you guys. Okay, so for anyone who's read the book, you'll know that there's 3 types of business builders that come into network marketing. There's the posers that think, this is easy. Find 3 friends, 3 to 5 friends, Mary, Joe, and John, ask them to do the business. They're great people. We'll go straight to the top. We'll be millionaires in no time. They ask the 3 people, Mary, John, and Joe, and all 3 of them say, no, thanks, you're all right. I've got enough on my plate. And then this person goes, yeah, you know what? This business is just not for me. I've given it a try and it's not working. So that's your number 1 type of person. They're called posers. Then you have your amateurs who are very excited. They jump in, they do their list, and then they plow on ahead. And they don't pick up the skills that are needed to do this business. And this is part of the reason that we all plug in to these weekly calls to build the skill set and the mindset to help us to grow our businesses. And the 3rd type of person is the professional. And they start to develop a list and they grow it on a daily basis. So this is what I'm going to show you how to do. So finding prospects. You make a list as comprehensive as possible, write down everyone you know. You look at the list, you expand it, and you're constantly expanding it on a day-to-day basis. And then you get out there and you network on purpose. So one of the first things that you're asked to do in your action plan when you start the business is to produce a 100-person list. Now, I'm going to hold my hand up and confess to you all that 4 years ago when Nair asked me to do this, I was incredibly judgmental, and I went, yeah, Nair, I'm struggling with this one. I said, because I can only think of 10 people. And I'm sure she wanted to shoot me at the time, but I was incredibly restrictive. I looked at my list and thought, yeah, they're not here in Adelaide. Can't do that. No, she's busy. She has a high-powered job. Yeah, she'd never look at it. She's not into skincare. And I literally went through everybody on my list like that. So I came up with a list of 10 people. And that held me back. That really, really held me back. I didn't do my list for another year. And when I sat down and did it, I was like, oh my goodness, 100 people. I have too many. I have way too many people. I still have not gone through my 100-person list because I'm out there meeting new people on a day-to-day basis. I'll share more of that with you in a few minutes. But me personally, when I start somebody in the business, because this was such a struggle for me, and I know for a lot of people, when you say to them, do your 100-person list and come back to me, they really struggle with this. And if anybody out there is as judgmental as me, this takes 15 minutes to do. Now, this list is a list that is relatable for me, but may not be relatable for you if you're a uni student or you don't have kids or you're working a full-time job. You make the list relatable. And it depends on who's sitting in front of me, what I'm going to throw out at them, where I'm going to pluck those 10 people from. So generally, I'll say to people, write down 10 family members. Do it really quickly. If they only get to 8, I go, right, move on. So just keep moving through it really fast. You don't want them to get stuck. You just want them to, what you want to do is show them the wealth of the network that they have in front of them at the moment. So you work through your list, 10 friends, 10 people you went to school with, 10 people you work with, 10 people from your kids' school, 10 people who live in another country. Do not restrict this to just the 7 countries that we're in. And the reason for that is, and I'll share with you in a few minutes, but it's like a memory jogger. It's just getting you to think. And the more you write down, the more you think, and you expand on your list. So as long as the people are over the age of 18, write them down. Don't judge. Just keep writing and add to the list. 5 people from your gym, 5 people from your kids' sports, 5 people. You see where I'm going. You're just plucking these people from anywhere, and you either make the number 10 or 5, depending on how big a group is. So with family members, you're going to stick with 10 because it's a bigger group. And then when you get to, say, 70 or 80 people, you then ask them to open up their Facebook page or open up their contacts and then start pulling the rest of the people that they haven't thought of. And then they go, oh yeah, and such, and then slowly but surely, within less than 15 minutes, you have that 100-person list. And that is so powerful to sit with somebody and do that because they're blown away with that. Whereas I feel if you leave that for somebody to do on their own, if they're like me, they get overwhelmed. A lot of people get overwhelmed with this. And because I realized how hard this was for me at the beginning, I'm willing to take the time to show other people how to do this the right way. So that's your 100-person list. Once you get your 100-person list, you're going to grow that list. So you're going to, if you've written down your husband's name, think of all of his friends and his friends' wives. If you wrote down your sister's name, your brother's name, your mum's, expand your list, go sideways, just keep adding to the list. It's just a brainstorming event that will allow you to get 100 people and a lot more. You're not going to work straight off. You're not going to approach everybody on that list from the get-go, but it's just to show you the wealth of your network as it stands. So secondly, you're going to expand on that list on a day-to-day basis. Now, the professionals in this business are doing this by adding 1 to 2 new people to their list every day. And these are made up of the people that we get out there and meet. So we're constantly growing our list. And as we all know, our goal every month is to get in front of 40 faces for this business. And for me personally, I grow my business on one-to-ones. I don't have as much success with parties. It's not that I'm not willing to do them. I'll grab them if I can. But I'm more successful with the one-on-ones, but it means that I really have to get out there and work this business, meeting people. So I am the right person to talk to about this. So one of the other things I discovered in the first year that I did Arbonne, I did a lot of Arbonne. I did a lot of plugging in. I listened to everything, but I wasn't growing my business. So get out of the house. If you do not leave your front door, you are not going to grow a business. Just get out there. And from the minute you walk outside the door, you're going to start meeting people. And I'm going to show you how. Join a club. If you are even remotely interested in cycling, jogging, whatever, it doesn't matter. You don't have to have a passion. It's just a way of meeting new people. I do Bikram yoga, and sometimes I have a lot of problems with migraines and backache, and a lot of times I'm not informed, but in my head, I leave the house every day thinking, who am I going to meet today? That's all that's in my mind the whole time. So I am 100%, every time I go outside the door, I am networking on purpose. One of the greatest bits of advice that Marie gave me at the beginning, Marie Tomlinson gave me when I decided to get outside the door, was she said, join some clubs. And I went, yeah, I don't really have any interest. And I'm coming across as pretty negative, but I'm not. I am probably the most positive person you'll ever meet. And she said, oh, why don't you have a look at some meetup groups? I'm like, what? I never heard of these meetup groups. Go Google it. There are hundreds of different meetup groups that you can hook up to and join and go out there and meet different people. It's a great way of meeting, just getting you out there. This is my number one favorite thing to do is go shopping. Now, I would like to say I am not a shopper. I absolutely hate walking into a shop that is a sales shop. To see all the clothes packed onto a rail just makes me dizzy. I have no interest. The item needs to be actually walking out the door on the hanger going, yeah, that's me, buy me, before I shop. So that's how bad a shopper I am. But for this business, I'm a shopper. So what I do, I go to shopping malls. Not always shopping malls, but they're a great place because there's a collection of shops. Don't walk into the busiest shop, because if it's busy, they're busy. They don't have time to talk to you. I walk around, I look at the quiet shops. If it's a shoe shop, it doesn't matter what sort of shop it is. Even if it's for something I really, really don't want, I will find a reason to get in there and start asking them about their products and generate a conversation. And my normal line to use when I'm chatting to people is, and there's either two approaches I have. I will say to somebody, and most of my team that are in my business have come from an interaction, a service interaction, or a compliment. So I'll either say to somebody, oh my goodness, you've just got an amazing customer service. I'm always looking for people like you in my business. And then they'll turn around and say, well, what do you do? And I'll tell them a little bit. And even if they don't, I'm not waiting to be asked. I'll say to them, would you be interested in hearing a little bit about what I do? And they'll either say yes or no. And if they say no, that's okay. I still carry the conversation on with them, and then I'll make sure that I get the opportunity to try and drop off a sample with them. So I'm always trying to get the next connection with them. Or I'll say something to them like, oh, so do you work here full time? And they'll either say yes or no, but it's giving me it's giving me information about them so that I know where I can feed in. And they'll probably say yes, or they'll say no, I'm working part time. And then I'll lead on with saying, would you be open to listening to other business opportunities? I've got an amazing online network marketing business that I'd love to share with you. Or I've got an amazing health and wellness business that I'd love to. It all depends on who I'm talking to, what I'm going to share with them, and how I'm going to share it. Shopping, shopping, shopping. Just do it. Just do it. It's amazing. But the key is do not spend money. All right. Just get out there and shop without spending money, because this can cost you a fortune. Okay, so make lots of coffee dates. I meet people the whole time, and the first thing I'll say to them, we got to do coffee. Got to do coffee, and I'll stick with that. I will get a date in the diary, and I'll go meet them for coffee. And initially, I might not mention Arbonne to them, but I'll bring it up at a later stage. And I have so many new clients from doing that. Be social. You got to get out there and be. Just rock up to things. There's always events happening in your community or in your town. Just rock up to them. It's a great way of meeting people. Go to absolutely everything. Birthday parties, leaving parties, celebrations, you name it, go to it, regardless whether it's family, friends, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you like them or you don't like them. Rock up, go to it, because you never, ever know who you're going to meet. So this is the best advice I will ever give you, even if you're not in the form for going, put your smiley, happy face on and go out the door thinking, I wonder who I'm going to meet today. I wonder who I'm going to meet today. So there's always opportunities. Get involved in the things around you. If you've got kids, they're always looking for helpers at school, at the library, at the canteen. There's excursions on, you can help out. There's assemblies. Great opportunity for talking to parents. If you've not got kids, don't be restricted by that. There's plenty of events going on in your community. There's markets. Go talk to people. I love markets, market areas. I talk to everybody, and I find the earlier you get down there, the better, because the stalls are quiet, and I've picked up so many clients from doing markets really early. There's lots of activity within your community. Go check your papers, Google, find out, and attend. And listen, it's not restricted to those of us who are stay-at-home moms. You can do this. Just find time in your week to do this. You don't have to do it 100% of the time, but one coffee date a week is not going to kill you. One social event. There's lots of things that you can do, even if you're working full-time job and you're a full-time mom or whatever. Slow down, notice everybody around you, and start paying people a compliment. You never know where a conversation is going to come from. Compliment people. If you see somebody who looks good, if you see somebody who's lovely shoes, I compliment everybody. And I've also picked up customers through this. Just sitting beside somebody in a cafe, I'll turn around and say, wow, I love your hair. Where do you get it done? Just engage in conversation. It's simple. If you've your head down, stuck in a phone, or you're rushing to get from A to B, you are going to miss the mountain of people that are ahead of you, and there's opportunity every step of the way. So I'm going to end with a call. I'm going to end with telling you, take the time to get to know people. So this is a photo of me and a few of my friends. These are friends that I met in my youngest kids' kindy class. One of the ladies is Lebanese, the other four are Malaysian. Now, we're not in any of those countries, but that hasn't stopped me getting to know them. It's not about what I'm going to gain from it. Actually, I have gained from it, because one of them has introduced me to a Taiwanese woman. One has given me a client in Melbourne, and the other one has given me a client in New Zealand. It's a referral. It's a knock-on business, and it's not always about who you know. It's about who knows somebody who knows somebody. So my call to action today is starting today and for the rest of your life, I want you to take every person you meet, get their contact information, and find a creative way of staying in touch. Don't make it about you, make it about them. Have fun and grow your business. Okay, thank you.
Yvonne, that was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I deliberately did not say at the start of the call, and Yvonne, of course, would never tell you that she's very unwell right now and has been in her bed pretty well for the last 24 hours with the exception of probably getting her kids to school this morning and right now, because she wanted to do this training and I knew it would be amazing, and it was amazing. I want to make sure that you read everything that people said. And I love that comment about rushing. That's been something that I've been really having to work on, is slowing down, because I'm always trying to do so many things. Now, does anybody else want to unmute themselves and say anything? We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, this is Anna. That was fantastic. I'm so glad. I joined a few minutes late, but I think I caught it all, and I need to slow down as well and really take the time to enjoy meeting people. So that was really good. Thank you. And I'm sick too. That I'm like a mess. I'm so sick. Thank you.
But look at the leadership, right? The leadership that Yvonne trained anyway. Anna, the leadership that you have for your team, whether you're a team of one or not, you have leadership because you got on the call regardless. And this will be recorded. It is recorded, so you can always listen to it again. Anybody else really quick? All right, I know Maria's going to hop on and share a few things with us just at the tag end of the call here. And Yvonne, thank you again. That was phenomenal.
Hi guys, Yvonne, thank you so much. I love hearing you train so much, and I will definitely be listening to that again and again. Like, I love hearing and learning from you. So thank you for your time that you put into that. So as we close out, we're excited to kind of just connect with a couple of little details and announcements for our team as a whole. And as some of you are new, and this might not, you might not have realized this, but most of you were probably around November or so when we announced that we were going to kind of partner our 3 regions. So we have a unique and cool dynamic on our team where we have 3 regional vice presidents. So we have myself, who sponsored Nair, who's a regional vice president, so we're at the same level. And then Nair, who sponsored several people, who sponsored Jessica Barrios, who sponsored Danielle Piper, who's a region. So we're kind of we are operating as 3 different regions. And in November or so, October, November, we had been functioning very separately for the most part, with separate Facebook groups, separate trainings, things like that. And we just kind of came together and saw this vision and excitement for bringing us all together, which is why we're on like this call together. So out of that came, our empowerment calls like we're doing now, creating one Facebook group, and things like our new How to Get a New Consultant Started guide, making sure we're all using the same documents, same processes, and it's been amazing. I don't know if you guys have all felt it, but I know we have, and I know we have gotten good feedback from everyone, the benefit of the power of numbers and being together. And what's exciting about it is it's creating momentum and growth, because when we all partner together and learn, for example, everyone was able to get on tonight and learn from Yvonne, who's amazing. And we want you all to grow and benefit from each other. And we also, there's so much power in a whole organization doing the same things in terms of the same documents, same trainings, all of that. And so we're really excited because we see the start of the momentum and the growth that is coming out of that. And also just the relationships of sidelines and learning from each other, like we said. So at the time that we did that, we kind of all came under the umbrella of the name Dreamers, Believers, Achievers. Danielle Piper and her organization are amazing at creating culture and already had that name. And so it kind of just made sense for us to all come under that name and be working as a whole, like we said. And one thing that we've seen as leaders is that has in some ways created a little bit of confusion to understanding like how that, because we are still separate regions in terms of where we focus most of our time for coaching and working and practical things like that. So we're excited. We're staying together. We're staying partnered like we are with our Facebook group, with our empowerment calls on here, but to just help give a little bit of clarity for the different organizations. Even though we're one as a whole, we have come up with, for the 3 regions, separate names that we're going to take on and have for each of our regions. So we're going to kind of announce those on here, which is going to be fun. And the only change you're really going to see moving forward is our Facebook group. We're just going to call, instead of being under the name Dreamers, Believers, Achievers, it's going to be called the multi-region team. And then our YouTube channel as well that we have, where we have our getting started videos and stuff, is we have a YouTube channel. It's multi-region team. So you want to search for that channel and start following that. And so multi-nation, I love it, Stephanie. Yes. So those are the couple announcements of the Facebook and YouTube that you'll see changing, just the names. Like I said, we're still staying together and benefiting like we have been this way. And I want you guys to keep your eyes out, because we're going to be posting for the next couple of weeks. We're going to be doing multiple getting started calls, because we want to continue partnering and empowering you guys on how to really get solid and strong with using that new document. So we're going to have a couple of different scenarios where we're going to have calls where current consultants who want to know better how to use the document can get on to ask questions and have coaching on it. And then we're going to even do like live getting started, where people can hop on with their action plan, and you guys, everyone can learn and benefit from seeing how to walk people through that. So be watching for that, because we're going to be kind of hammering that home and really partnering with you guys to really empower and keep that in the forefront. So with that, I know we need to hop on our Discover Live. So with that, I would like to announce that for the my central region, Tomlinson region, central region, we are now going to be referred to, are you cutting? Okay. We're going to be referred to as Team Thrive, THRIVE, Team Thrive. So Nair, I think you unmuted, and
Yep. So I would just like to preface this by saying I've spent 2 years trying to come up with a region name, and it literally dropped in my lap. It is totally the right thing. And for my central, look out for a Voxer, which will explain why this is the right name for us. So we are the Limitless region, which I am so excited about.
And for my central, especially for those of you who have been around pre-teaming up, we decided a long time ago we were Dreamers, Believers, Achievers, and we are moving forward with Dreamers, Believers, Achievers.
All right. Well, thank you guys. We are so excited. Thank you for taking the time to get on this call live or the recording. Just a reminder, you want to hop onto Facebook. I don't know if you can see that. That is what the Facebook group looks like that you want to be able to get on right now. If you are not on that group, please let us know so we can get you added. And we are hearing from a realtor and former realtor pharmaceutical rep tonight. So it will be phenomenal like they all are. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much, guys.
One more thing. I noticed that some people, maybe you don't have Facebook, maybe you go kiss your kids to bed or something and you missed the Facebook Live. 9:30, we jump back on Zoom for the next training.
Yeah.